This is Ben from Testive, and we're looking at an SAT reading question. This question says, in lines 40 to 41, what is the most likely reason King describes being arrested for parading without a permit? Okay, so let's read the sentence in question in lines 40 to 41. Sometimes a law, that's 39. For instance, I have been arrested on a charge of parading without a permit. Okay, the sentence doesn't tell us much on its own. But it does say, for instance. So, for instance means this is an example. It's an example of something that has already happened. That's what those words, or has already been stated in the passage. So we can go backwards here. Can any law enacted under such circumstances be considered democratically structured? Okay, we'd have to go back another paragraph, but I don't think we need to. Sometimes a law is just on its face and unjust in its application. What is that saying? It's saying that sometimes a law is just or fair. On its face is a phrase that means when you first look at it. And unjust or unfair in its application. That means it's fair in theory, but in practice it's not fair. For instance, I have been arrested on a charge of parading without a permit. So this must be an example of this situation. Now, there's nothing wrong in having an ordinance which requires a permit for a parade. So there's nothing wrong with the law. But such an ordinance, the law, becomes unjust or unfair when it is used to maintain segregation and to deny citizens the First Amendment privilege of peaceful assembly and protest. So it's saying the law may be fair, but it's unfair when it's used in this way. So now we can go backwards. We probably have everything that we need just by paraphrasing this to ourselves. Let's see. We can rule out the first answer choice. It looks pretty good to clarify that unjust laws can be just if they are applied in a certain way. Don't actually accidentally choose this one, though, because it's backwards. He's actually saying that just laws can be unjust, not vice versa. To argue that requiring citizens to register for a permit is a violation of First Amendment rights, he doesn't say that. He specifically says there's nothing that's unjust about making citizens register for a permit. To show that segregation is an urgent injustice in need of immediate action. This is an interesting and tempting answer choice that you might choose if you weren't really reading closely, because of course that's something that this passage is about. However, that's not the purpose of this specific example given. We know that this is an example, so it's demonstrating something, and it's demonstrating exactly what we just discussed, which is that laws are not always fairly put into practice, and that's what we got from the context of the passage.